Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। Hare Krishna. Please forgive me for stopping your chanting. It's time for our Srimad Bhagvatam session. Before that, I would like to read a quote on chanting of holy names of the Lord. Chanting of the holy names of the Lord is perfect in every way. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Vishnu Dutas, the direct associates of Lord Vishnu, four-handed and nicely decorated, he could not understand who they were. But for the time being, he was puzzled. But simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he could satisfy the uncommon guests who had all of a sudden arrived before him. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord is perfect, even though one does not know how to please Lord Vishnu or his associates. Simply by sincerely chanting the holy name of the Lord, everything becomes perfect. A devotee, therefore, either in danger or in happiness, constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra. When he is in danger, he is immediately relieved, and when he is in a position to see Lord Vishnu or his associate directly, by chanting this Maha Mantra, he can please the Lord. This is the pure, absolute nature of Maha Mantra. Either in danger or in happiness, it can be chanted without limitation. Hare Krishna. Once again, my Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees on the call. Mataji, I don't see His Holiness Samik Rishi Maharaj.
Maharaj is here, Mataji.
Yeah, he joined, Mataji.
He's here now.
Maharaj is on the call, yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry for some. Okay, now I see. Yeah, may I know who all have joined the call?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam. Go ahead, please, Prabhu.
Prabhu, please go ahead. Hare Krishna
Yeah,
Mataji,
Hare
please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj. This is Radha Raman Das from Delaware.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madana Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Pooja from Sydney.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vanmalini Manjari Mataji, and all the assembled devotees and Maharaj. This is Shamarasika Devidasi from Germantown, Maryland. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I welcome all to Everyday Chant Harinam call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Samik Rishi Maharaj to enlighten us on from verse 7 and 8 of chapter 2, canto 7, and also on Ramanavami. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. Please take over the call.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak on Lord Ram. Yes, yesterday, so rather than I will take the full time, I had to leave earlier also. So we'll go and see another temple. So please let us have some prayers. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalaam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदम श्री श्री सीताराम की जय रामनवमी की जय रामनवमी महामहोत्सव की जय so there are many characters on Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas is written by Tulsidas, which has become very popular, and Ramayana original Ramayana is written by Valmiki, but Valmiki comes as Tulsidas. Many scriptures they say that Valmiki, because this Sanskrit Ramayana did not become very popular, many people could not read it, so that's why it took birth as Tulsidas and wrote in vernacular or local language, so many people could read and they could imbibe. See, Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Maryada means he lives within, like, he acts as Nara Leela, means anybody can follow that. Lord Krishna's Leela is divine, means it's transcendental, or it is spiritual completely. Although I'm not saying that Lord Ram's Leela is not spiritual, that is also spiritual, but one can follow and one cannot follow Lord Krishna's life that he has gone through. He is Leela Purushottam. He does lot of pastimes, which is only possible for the Supreme Lord, like killing Putna at age of 6 years, or lifting the Gordon hill, or going to Adhasur, or transforming his form to all the cowherd boys and cows, and same thing, same speaking. So many things is not possible that Lord Krishna has done, but we can go on the footsteps of Lord Ramchandra. And that's why Lord Ramchandra became very popular, very famous. And although that was 2 million years ago, Lord Krishna came only 5,000 couple hundred years ago, but still Lord Ram is very popular because people could sing his glories, sing the like Ramcharitmanas, the Tulsidas, and everywhere there are Leelas according to Tulsidas's Ramcharitmanas. He wrote it for satisfying his own heart, but still it is very, very popular, and Lord Ram delivered only few people at his time, just like Vibhishan, that he gave shelter and he did Sharanagati, or Sugriv, that he became a devotee. Hanuman was a devotee, his minister beforehand, but not Sugriv, but his name, which is not different from Lord himself, is liberating so many people even now also. Whoever sings the glories of the Lord. So I will speak about some characteristics about which is we come across in Ramayana and Ramcharitmanas. So first thing that I will like to talk that we have Ravan within us, and we should so before it kills us, that Ravan is still there and it is killing. So how we could protect? What should be done? So Lord Ramchandra is the Supreme Lord. So he did not have to come personally. And so he could have killed just by his desire. The Supreme Lord creates so many universes and supports them and annihilates them also, destroys them also. So he could kill the Ravan just by his will, just about his thinking, his Ichha Shakti, Supreme Lord. Whatever he desires, everything happens automatically. He does not have to come. So, but he incarnated in this mortal world to reveal that he is so magnanimous that he is always willing to forgive the conditioned soul for even the greatest sin, and he's ready to give shelter to anyone whoever seeks it. We should have a lolyam api ekliyamulyam. We should have a desire to have Lord Ramchandra or go to his abode in Sakit Dham. So he's ready. He was asked, like when he gave shelter to Vibhishan, then he was asked that you are giving, Vibhishan has taken shelter of it. What if Ravan comes? He says that Bharat has not accepted Ayodhya. So I will be the king, or he was king, even he was in the forest, because his Paduka was there with Bharat, and Bharat was keeping him on the Raj Singhasan. So it was Lord Ram. He says that I will give him my Ayodhya kingdom. So he's so magnanimous that even at the end, like even his Ravan's so many children and wife and his brother and everybody condemned him. Why you are doing that? Give Sita. She will burn your whole dynasty, whole kingdom. But he did not listen to anyone. So, overpowered by lust and false pride, Ravan refused to take shelter of Lord Ram. He is celebrated as the supreme shelter of the whole universe. So, lusty Ravan disregards godly advice. Ravan's brother, godly advice means Vibhishan was the only one in whose house there was tulsi plants, and when Hanuman went there, he was searching for Sita everywhere. He could not find, but he saw some tulsi plants growing. So he jumped and came to Vibhishan's house, and he was very Vibhishan and Hanuman had a nice talk, and Vibhishan pointed him out that you go to Ashok Vatika. So he went there. So Vibhishan was a devotee, a very, and then he is still alive. Vibhishan, Saptayata, Vibhishan is out of this whole Ravan dynasty. Vibhishan is still alive, and the arrogant Ravan, he rebuked Vibhishan, and he kicked him out, and he threw him out of his kingdom. So Hanuman is one of the most celebrated devotee of Lord Ram, and he advised Ravan also to return Sita Devi. Even at the end, Angad also went there for peacemaking, that if you move my leg, if you could lift it, then we will go back. We will leave everything right here. So Ravan, devoid of good sense, insulted Hanuman and tried to torture him by setting fire on his tail. The tail was also divine. That was also it's not an ordinary tail. He could lengthen it, he could shorten it. He made a seat out of this tail, and when they put the fire, then he burned the whole Lanka almost. So he set fire to the entire golden city of Lanka. And just before the beginning of the battle to Sita, to rescue the Sita Devi, the monkey commander Angad was the commander. Angad is son of Bali, Sugriv's brother. And Bali gave that, please take care of my son, who was very youngest monkey. So Angad went as a peace messenger, requesting Ravan to follow the principles of Dharma and return Sita. But the 10-headed Ravan was so full of ego, arrogant, pride, that he thought he would be able to enjoy Sita by killing her husband, the Supreme Lord Ram. So same thing, all the demons, they do that. They want to kill the Supreme Lord. Although they know that they are no match. Just like Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to kill like Narsingadev when he appeared, or he wanted to kill Vishnu to take a revenge against his brother Hiranyaksh, who was killed by Vamandev. So in this way, Kansa also that kill everybody. He sent so many demon and demonesses to kill Lord Krishna, who was newly born within. So anybody who was born within 8 days or 10 days, he tried to kill them, but he could not. He was not a match even for Lord Krishna, just because how he could kill the Supreme Lord, who is the creator and maintainer. So just by his all the subordinates and all the family members in Lanka, women became widows, children became orphans, elderly parents had to suffer the agony of the death of their sons in front of them. In Ram Rajya, nobody would like die in front of their parents with suffering of their daughter-in-laws and the grandchildren. So lust, that was the main thing. And we see here in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse 16:21, Trividham narkashedam dwaram nashanam atmanam kamah krodhastatha lobhas tasmad etatrayam tajet. So etatrayam, these three things, kam, the lust. So these are the three gates to hell, and that leads to the hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give this up, or they lead to the degradation of the soul. Soul degrades. It cannot elevate back to its original position in loving devotion, service to the Supreme Lord. So these are the three. So lust. So Ravan is a symbol of a lust. And like envy. So envy, Shishupal was very, very envious. He was shouting and telling so many things in Rasya Yagya to Lord Krishna, who was given the first position to be worshipped. So he was very envious of Lord Krishna, why he was given this post, this high seat. And Kansa was always fearful. So even by envy, lust, greed, whatever way, at least if you come in contact with Krishna, then that's a glorious. At least he will be liberated, or he will be given chance again to come as a human form. So whichever way, means it is a kindness of Krishna, kindness of Lord Ram, that whoever approaches him for any desire, although there should not be material desire, it should be all to serve. We are all servant of Krishna, and we should be established in our position as servant of Krishna. Jivera Surupa Krishna Nitya Das. We are all Das. Eternally we are Das. But we have chosen to enjoy separately rather than serving Krishna to serve our own senses. So Ravan had an uncontrolled desire in the form of a sexual desire. From Ravan's life, we can understand how dangerous lust is and how it completely ruins one's life. So as soon as one develops a lustful thoughts, and it starts, then his misery starts whenever we just have the desire. The Ravan's suffering and humiliation began as soon as he desired to enjoy Sita Devi, and he started acting on his lustful propensity. So in Bhagavad Gita also 262 and 63, that even we start thinking about, let me die, then our misery starts, then we fall down. Dhyayato Vishayan Punsha. Dhyayato means when we contemplate the object of senses. Vishaya means to bring in the sense objects with the senses. Sangas Teshu Pajayate. So a person develops attachment. Sangha means attachment. And Sangat Sanjayate Kama. When you are attached, then it creates attachment. Then the lust develops in our heart. And Kamat Krodho Vijayate. And when there is a lust develops, then from the lust, anger arises. And Krodha Bhavati Sammoha. By Krodha, that is anger. So from anger, complete delusion arises. Sammoha means we forget. Delusion means we don't understand what we are doing, what is the purpose, nothing, what is our goal, nothing is known. And Samoha is kind of illusion. Samohat Vismriti Vibhrama. And we forget our memory is lost. So he becomes bewildered, and then from bewilderment, memory is bewildered, and intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, we don't. Buddhi nasha pranashyati. When intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. We just go rotate through 8.4 billion species of life. So we lose our human life by this lustful, just the thoughts that let me enjoy. We go and see in the movies, and that's why we are we should not really watch all these nonsensical movies that create some desire to enjoy our senses. We should always watch only those kind of things which are, it's so much on the street and billboards. Prabhupada saw these billboards. He was completely that how I would be able to teach these people, how they will take to the message of Krishna that has been given. But somehow he was praying and then make my language in such a way that they could understand and they could take it. Although he was not a perfect English literary person, but by Krishna's mercy, he could give this Krishna consciousness to so many people. They are still taking it because of his power. Although he succeeded in kidnapping Sita, he was not even able to go close to her. He foolishly thought that Sita, the eternal consort of Lord Ram, would be captivated by his heroic deeds and vast wealth and kingdom. So he was trying, why you are staying with Ram? He's banished from his kingdom. He's not a king anymore, and he does not have any power. He's just a human being. When the boon was given to Ravan, he forgot that he would not be killed, just like Hiranyakashipu made all the plans. But still he was killed by Narsingadev. Same thing, he asked so many boons by worshipping from Lord Shiva. But he forgot that, this human being, they are our food, human and monkeys. He did not ask that he would not be killed by human beings or monkeys. So many demigods, these monkeys were all the demigods, very, very powerful demigods. And they took birth along with, like when Lord asked. So some took birth before Lord Ramchandra came, and some took birth along with him. And so you all know about Lord Ram. Lord Ram, not only it's the birth of Lord Ram, but also Bharat, Shatrugna, Lakshman. So also Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrugna also were born at the same time. They took some sweet rice came from the sacrifice. Putresti Yagya. Putresti means for Putra to born. They did a Yagya that was done by Shanta. Shanta was sister of Lord Ram, and she was married to one sage, and he was performing the yagya. He did not know what woman or what it is. He lived in the forest and never heard about this. But then anyway, he was called by Vasishtha Muni, and he came and performed the yagya sacrifice. And then the sweet rice came by the Agni Dev. He brought that. So from the lust, Ravan was rebuked by his near and dear ones constantly. He became a laughing stock, and even by his sons advised him to return. Even Meghnadas that returned, his brother Kumbhakarna, that please return Sita. That's not, but he did not care about anybody's words. Just imagine of today, the prime minister of a country who is married and have grown up children were to kidnap someone else's wife and try to marry her against her will, what would be the image among the people? So he was like a laughing stock. Even now also it would. People are all lusty, but if they see that he's kidnapping, like the prime minister or somebody is kidnapping, naturally everybody would laugh at him. So Ravan's example, we should never entertain lustful thoughts, even if they come to our mind. If they come, you subdue it, you tolerate that. Because of our past conditioning, because we are conditioned by many, many lifetimes about sex desire. So it may come, but just give it up. Don't act on that. Otherwise, they will ruin our life. So Lord Ramchandra, just see how he loved Sita Devi, that he protected, he asked Lakshman to, so that Ravan could not kidnap, and Lakshman put a Lakshman Rekha also. But even to protect his own dear wife, he killed whole Lanka dynasty of the Ravan. So that is also that, not only that he was one Patni Vrata or one wife, and Sita was also very, very chaste woman. We will talk about Sita, Bharat. So demon is still residing around, has been killed long ago, 2 million years ago. But demon is still residing in our heart as lust. If we are not vigilant, it will force us to indulge in sinful activity that will bring misfortune in our life. Lust is our greatest enemy, and we should put in our best effort to free ourselves from the lusty thoughts. As Lord Ram gave Ravan many chances to reform, the merciful Lord gave him many opportunities to destroy the Ravan within us. So we contemplate lustful thoughts and act on them because we think that they will give us highest pleasure, and we do not want to deprive ourselves of that pleasure. But if we analyze our life, we will see that although lust-driven acts may give some temporary feeling of happiness, ultimately they bring misery, and so much misery that for many lifetimes we are in a miserable situation. We become insects and worms, and like even a small fish and big fish eats them. And so if we study the lives of great spiritual personalities in Ramayana, we find that in a state of engaging their mind and senses in lusty thoughts and activities, they engage them in serving Lord. So if you serve Lord constantly, Satatam Kirtayantomam, then those thoughts would go away. By the power of the name, then the lustful thoughts would not remain there. Lord Ram experienced the great bliss. So if we engage our senses in the service of the master of the senses, Rashikesha, Rashikera, Sevanam, Bhaktir, Uttama. Rashik means senses, and Rashikesha, Ishwara, means the master of the senses. Master of the senses is Krishna, and we should use our Rashik, our senses, in service of the master of the senses. The monkeys who assisted Lord Ram in his mission became so glorious that great scriptures and great devotees of Lord Ram sing their glories, like Hanuman. By serving Lord Ram, the monkeys warriors enjoyed every moment of their life and also perfected their lives. The happiness one experiences in serving the Lord is trillion of times greater than any material happiness. We cannot compare material happiness. Really, nobody is happy in the material world. It is dukkha's place of unhappiness. But just a little bit absence that there is no trouble, we think I am happy. But it's all trouble is all around us. And how we could say, Prabhupada gives the analogy that somebody has a tubes in everywhere, like nose and veins and ears and everywhere. Bladder, there is a tube, and they're eating by the food from the stomach tube, and in rectum, anus, and everywhere there is tubes. The IVs are going on to feed him, and the monitor is so much is going on. And then you ask the person, how are you? Oh, I'm happy. I'm okay. How he is okay? So that is the condition, that we don't recognize that we are in such a terrible situation, and only the way of all these material problems is chanting the holy name of the Lord and association with the devotees. So that is billions of times more happiness in serving the Supreme Lord. So happiness of sexual pleasure, that is nothing, transcendental joy, which is everlasting, can be achieved if, like Vibhishan, with determination and courage, we give up shelter of Ravan. The all-loving Lord will happily accept us as he accepted Vibhishan. One of the best way to take shelter of Supreme Lord is the chanting of the holy names, especially this Mahamantra for this Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has kindly given this: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that chanting is so potent that it cleanses the heart of all the impurities we have accumulated in life after life. But it should be sincere chant, just like a small child calls for his mother. When there is no emergency, mother would understand. But he cries, then in a way, then it draws the attention of the mother. And our mother and father is Supreme Lord. So we should develop a test for chanting the holy name of the Lord. One begins to lose interest in trying to satisfy any material desire. If we satisfy, then we lose interest and sincerity in chanting. So Yamunacharya, a great devotee of Lord Krishna, he is the guru of Ramanujacharya. So he is saying, since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him. Whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought, and my lips curl with distaste. This is 521. That gives about Trividam Narakasya. Anyway, we talked about that. The fire of lust will destroy our life, but love for the Lord will purify it. Let each of us kill the Ravan within before it kills us by becoming a sincere devotee of the Lord, and by engaging our mind and senses in his constant devotional service. The Supreme Lord, who conquered mighty Ravan, will help us conquer lust, a great destructive force, and open the gateway to unlimited transcendental happiness. So about two of the characteristics I will speak, and one is Sita, and then her life, the topmost among all the women in the whole. If you go through whole history, that Sita's charitra, Sita's character is the completely pure. One can follow her life. It is guide to our how we should run. We are trying to bring Ram Raj, then we should follow the whole characters of the Ramayana in our life. And Sita ji, not only Pativrata, means a chaste woman, but her sacrifice, her Sheel, Abhay, Shanti, Kshama, Shansilta, she tolerated so much. A woman should not be touched by any human being, but she was touched by Ravan, you may say. But that was that she could not do anything at that time. But she tried to fought also. Dharma Parayan, she was afraid, means she was following all the rules of the Dharma, the duties, Namrata, Seva, Sanyam, Sadvyavhar, Sahas, Shaurya, so many. So it's not available in any history of the mankind all over the world, not just India, but any woman from anywhere you take, they cannot match to Sita Devi. So many women have been there, but the topmost Pativrata Dharma, the chastity and the life of Sita cannot be compared to anyone. So one may see that Sita, how she asked for Maya Marag. That Maya Marag, everybody knew that the golden deer has not been seen. Even Lakshman also said, and Ram also said, but she wanted. And Lord Ram, really, because the history or killing of Ravan and demons, that was her whole place. The Ramayana is written because of that, the Ravan Yuddha. By singing that Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, we become purified. So that was the plan of the Lord. So that's why he went to kill this golden deer, and then Sita and Lakshman and they left there. But then this demon Marichi, who came as a deer, then he shouted in the voice of Lord Ram, Sita, Lakshman. So she thought that he is in danger, we should help. And then she was doubting on Lakshman's character, that you are following me just to enjoy. You were looking at Lord Ramchandra may die with this demon, and then I could enjoy you. And so that was the only something that people may criticize. But she did this, even only one thing. Otherwise, nobody can point out anything wrong with her. But she knew that she was acting to fulfill the desire of Lord Ram, that she be kidnapped. And she was a Maya Sita. She was just a shadow of Sita. She was not the real Sita anyway. When they went to Dandakaranya and Kardushan, and the Surpanakha came, and she is the one who instigated Ravan that she is very beautiful, go and enjoy and catch her. She should be in your hermitage. And so he went because of hearing this from Surpanakha. So this was, so they knew, and Ravan should have known that he killed alone single-handedly to 14,000 demons who were so powerful. So this Marichi said, "Ha Lakshman, ha Sita." So she told to Lakshman that just that you want to see the death of my husband, Lord Ram, and that's why you are following me for so many years, 14 years. But that was, this avatar was for Maryada. And this is not really, and she did repent for this atonement that she did. And so her love, and even when she was in her mother's parental homes, she was very much respected by everybody. She will, whether somebody is a small servant or anyone, she loved all them. And she was very, very lajja. Lajja is, you feel not just openly, just like nowadays, that lajja is the one that protects everybody. So she used to pay obeisance. Sheel, lajja, characters, everything was topmost. Even all the servants was very happy with her. And we see so many in this history. So one should follow in this footsteps, that we should not deride our servant, should not be abused or take care of it. She went with her husband just like a shadow. Whatever means, she was refused not to go to the forest and so many things. But when a time comes that it is my duty of a husband that I could serve Lord Ram when he is in the forest. So somehow or another, she persuaded everybody, and she went to the means Lord Ramchandra says that there were ferocious animals and snakes, scorpions, horns and stones, and so many. But to serve her husband, she went there. She would have gone. She's a queen. She's a princess. She's the daughter of Lord Janak Maharaj, and somehow. But she was also feeling very bad that she would be bereft, or she would not be able to serve her mother-in-laws. And she paid that, please forgive me, I could not. And when they came to Chitrakoot, like all the Bharat Maharaj and all Ayodhya and all the, her mother-in-laws, they all came. Another, that Lord Ramchandra would never think of like about Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi did, like, even she was abused, her own son never said her mother, and he did not accept what, but she did this so the Ramcharit Manas could be written. So the Leela of Lord Ramchandra continued. Demigods came to Manthara, and through Manthara, and Manthara was not an ordinary woman. She was also daughter of kings, like she came in Kaikai Desh and her brother's daughter, and she followed because she had somehow hunchback, and this she would not. So everybody would comment in that Kaikai Desh. So she came along with Kaikai, to whom he took care of her from very childhood. So in this way, we see so many characters of the. Her mind was always absorbed in Lord Ram, always thinking. And then Hanuman, that although she was suffering so much, Ravana was coming in many, many ways to means commenting on that you should enjoy me, you should come to me, why you are going and why you are following Lord Ramchandra. And they showed even the dead Lord Ram, dead body, that head. But it was a Ravan. They could like they could create so many by so many magical things that he has done. So he brought the head also, that Ramchandra is already gone, has already been killed, except me. But she did not believe it, and after a few minutes, the Trijata was one of the demoness worker, but she loved, and she had a dream that Ravan would be killed in few days. So she told everybody, don't unnecessarily abuse Sita Devi, or so everybody was afraid of Sita Devi. But her mind was always absorbed in Lord Ram and thinking of him, and she had full trust on his chivalry, dheerta, tej, and Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. And he said that sometime that she said that I will kill myself if you do something, and the Ravan, that it is better to follow your own religious system. It's not that you don't follow, just like there is religion, dharma means duty is different for Kshatriya or for Brahmin. So Brahmin cannot adopt the mode of like what. But if one is a devotee, adopt like a Kshatriya or Shudra or anybody. But if one is a devotee, he could do any kind of thing. Devotee of the Lord, completely surrendered, then one can do anything. See, Hanumanji said that when he showed his prowess and killing so many, even Akshay Kumar and Ravan's son and so many army in the garden. But then she said that I could take you, I could fly you could sit on my. But he says that I cannot touch any man. Ravan's thing was different because that was forceful. But by knowingly, I cannot touch any another man. So you please go, and it would be glorious if Lord Ramchandra comes and he kills Ravan and takes me with his desire. So Sitaji is telling about Jayantas, and so par purusha parhej means anybody, one should not touch any woman. That is the nowadays everybody just touching and embracing, and that is not the characteristic of a woman who is completely chaste. She could have gone few months back, because for 4 months Lord Ramchandra, because of the rainy season, he did not send the soldiers or a monkey to search for Sita, so he would not know where Sita is. But now Lord Ram is how much it is. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tatheva bhajamya. Like now you may say that how Lord Ram is asking to the river, the sun god, the air, the wind, the Vayu god, how he is asking to stones and trees and everywhere that he was asking. Was he so much attached? Was he so much lustful? Was he looking that if she is there, I could enjoy? That was not the case. It is beyond, nobody would think that somebody's his wife is gone, he will be in such a miserable condition. But it is because Sita Devi was thinking of him in so many ways. So same thing, Lord Ram also, ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tatava bhajame. He also does. So if we think of Krishna, then Krishna will also think of us. That's his promise that he tells in Bhagavad Gita. So Lata, Taru, Pati, he was asking all the animals, Khaga Mraghe Madhukarsheni, Tuma Dekhi Sita Mraganayani. So as the Sita is thinking of Lord Ram, same way the Lord Ram is thinking. That is, otherwise some will say that Lord Ram was Mahavirahi, Ati Kamini. So they brought him, Sita Devi, after giving her bathing and new clothing. But later on, Lord Ramchandra would not really see her with loving, or would not embrace her, or would not, although she went and then she paid obeisances to Lord Ram. But then he said that he was telling something harsh words, that you stayed with Ravan for 1 year. So the reason was that there was Agni Pariksha of Sita Devi. She had to enter into the fire, and she is telling Lakshman also that please bring some fire for me. Hey Soumitra, I do not want to live with this kind of kalank on me or blasphemy on me. Please put the fire. So when how Lakshman would dare, but Lord Ramchandra, why? He directed her that, okay, do so. So she entered. It was Chaya Sita anyway. And after she entered fearlessly, and then she jumped into the fire, and then the fire god himself came with Sita Devi, and telling about her, Sita Devi with him. So he said that she is the purest of the pure. Please accept him. There was even not a thought of to enjoy with Ravan or his kingdom or anything. So please accept her, and there is no sin in accepting her. Hey Charitrabhimani Ram, that by Vacha, Karmana, mind, Sita was always thinking of you. By her words, mind, intelligence, by her eyes, she never crossed. And so, why you may say that why Lord Ram gave her of Sita Parityak? She was asking that I should go to Tamsa river and Muni ashram, and she was pregnant now with 2 children, and so she collected lot of clothings and ornaments, very expensive ornaments, and she wanted to go. And then she goes along with Lakshman and the chariot to Muni's ashram, Valmiki Muni's ashram. And then Lakshman is crying like anything, and she's asking why you are crying, what is happening. And then he tells about that there was this one, this dhobi washerman has commented his wife. He would not let his wife come because she stayed one night some little away from his home because of the night time or whatever it is. But because he also wanted to live like a ideal king, and kings has to see the praja what they do. But there are some other reasons also, and she also gives that you whatever you have done. She never thought about ill about Lord Rama, how he had put her in this kind of condition and why he banished her and she has to stay there, and she was pregnant at that time because the woman has to remain in the Antapur inside with the woman. But she is in Valmiki ashram. She stayed with the Valmiki Munis. There were many his disciples who were women and who were taking care of. So she was under the care of some woman devotees, and so now she is asking, she came to the, along with her, like she, Love and Kush, 2 children. And then they were, Valmiki Muni was thinking whom I could give this knowledge because it was not in a written form. So he gave that Valmiki Ramayana. It was written before even Lord Ram was born or Lord Ram's, because they knew the future. They could recall Darshi. They could see what would happen in the future, how Lord Ram would come. So Valmiki Ramayana was written even before Lord Ram's birth. And these 2 children were describing. Lord Ram knew that these are my children, but he would not. So he said that let Sita come and say that these are my children, and they are your children, your sons. Although he knew very well. And she goes behind Valmiki ji, keeping her head down. She came to the assembly, and in assembly, then she has to take an oath that, and then what she took the oath, not her purity, she did not, but she said that if I have done, even Valmiki ji saying that I have done thousands of years tapasya, and then if I, and Sita is purest of the pure, and please accept her. And then Sita herself just said that she wanted to enter back into the earth. And there were some reasons I will tell about that. That, oh Madhvi Devi, if there are, so she's asking this Prithvi Mata, because she came from Prithvi. And then that if I did not had anybody in my mind other than Lord Ram, please take me in you, means if I always think by my mind activity and by my vachan or by my speak, if I was always worshipping Lord Ram, if that is true, then please take me in you. I do not know anyone other than Lord Ram. So if that is true, please take me in you. So in this way, so one may say that Lord Ram was so much kind and nyayakari, means he was always, why did he? So there was some reasons, and those are reasons that why did he left her, and that so there are 5 reasons that has been given here. So somebody may not follow and the footsteps like Lord Ram, if somebody's been kidnapped and live there for a year, and then others would not really do the same thing. So that's why our upward does not go away by just tyag or sacrifice. So he did sacrifice his own wife, that he knew that she is completely pure. Then that way, this activity, it even made the like Sita's in the eye of the public, that Sita's character has become more and more, she was more glorified, and she became Jagat Puja, that everybody, whole world will worship her. And avatar is for loka karya, that for putting the people's desires first. So he did that what they are asking. And the main thing that when that Bhraguji, so then in the olden days, just like Radharani was cursed by her own brother, that you would be bereft for 100 years, so she remained separately. And there is more law that is also teaching us that somebody is close by and somebody is away. So when your beloved is away, you develop more law for them. You keep in the, just like Radharani was away, and then she was thinking of the Lord more and more, and that was keeping all the gopis alive. So she protected her Pativrata Dharma, her chastity, even with suffering in this way. So this Bhragu Muni, then Bhragu Patni was somewhat sheltered, and then Lord Vishnu cut her head. So Bhragu, then he gave curse to the Lord that Avadya Patni, that you killed my wife, because that was she, somehow the demons they took her away, and then somehow the Lord killed her, and that was cursed by Bhragu Muni, that you will also be bereft of your wife. So in this way there are certain reasons. And another character of Bhratra Prem, because now it's time is up and I have to go also. So Bhratra Prem, that how Bharat Maharaj, the brother of Lord Ram, and he never thought of that I will enjoy. He stopped saying to his own mother, Mata, or Kaikeyi, that he thought that it is because of the Kaikeyi. But Kaikeyi was also like, it was by the prayers of the demigods and desire of the Lord, that Lord should go in the forest and not enjoy the kingdom. He could have done it. Even Lakshman, and they said that I will fight against my father. And so even Dashrath Maharaj directly, he did not say that you go to the forest. But Kaikai said that because your father would not say, but it is he asked me for 2 boons, and and these are the 2 boons. And so Sita Devi was given the Valkal, although she was not banished or anything. It was just Lord Ram, but she wore all like her husband is wearing this clothes, forest clothes from the bark of the tree. So she also was using that. And so Bharat never sat on the kingdom. He had but anyway, his character is very, very high. He remained near Ayodhya and protecting the Ayodhya. And in many ways, these are all characters that we should remember, we should follow in our life. And that way we all want Ram Rajya. But Ram Rajya means we have to follow also. Ram Rajya means everybody was very, very happy. The rain would come only at night time, the proper time. The oceans will give all the jewels and everything. There was proper food for everybody. Nobody is hungry. Nobody will become sick, diseased, or the children, they live, their life was whatever at that time. In the Treta Yuga, people used to live for 1,000 years or 10,000 years. So they lived in Satyug for 100,000 years. Treta Yuga, the life span was 10,000. So 100,000, 10,000, then 1,000 years in Dwapar Yuga. And then in Kali Yuga, it's not even 100 years. It was 100 years supposed to be, but 100 years. I'm change maybe happen by some people, but that is the normal age. So all the characters we see in this Ramayana is worth following in our own lifetime. Then there would be Ram Rajya. Means nobody would die before they're in front of their parents, and parents don't have to cry for their own children, and sickness was not there, no disease, and everything was, air was pure, the water was pure, the people's mind was pure, and the relationship were pure. Nobody would really try to, everybody was chaste, everybody was, if there are servants, then they will follow their master, the rules, and nobody would be remain hungry or take any kind of intoxicants or drugs or anything. Everybody felt so much elated, and that could all still happen if everybody chants and follow the rules what Ram Rajya means, what Ram established, or at his time how people used to live. Thank you so much. I have to go. If there is any comments or questions, we can discuss, and then we'll part. So happy Ram Navami to everyone who is there, and may you become a loving servant of Lord Krishna and Lord Ram, and remember them. Just by remembering them, we become purified. Just like there are onion so many layers, so we have also lots of layers of dust or dirt that would be removed, and one should forgive, like Lord Ram was forgiving whoever done anything, even to Ravan also. So we should also forgive if somebody has done something. It may be in our destiny, and that part is gone. So we should not try to take revenges and feel grudges against somebody and pollute our mind and criticize somebody, and why Ram did this, or Sita Devi, why he banished Sita Devi, and why did he do Agni Pariksha, and that is all his pastimes, and he did all this for us so we could remember and follow in his footsteps, so we could become purified. Still people think of Ram Raj, and that could come only if we follow and chant his holy names, read about his Ramayana and Ramcharitmanas, and follow. That should be not democratic way of kingdom. Democracy is democracy. Just demon, anybody can take vote and could become the king, but that should not be the way it should be. Just like Lord Ramchandra was a prince, he was a king. So that is the proper government that we also love. Hare Krishna. So anyone has any comments, anything?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my Danat Pranam to you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. And like you had mentioned in the class that each one of us has like a Raman. We have the Raman propensities inside of us. And
Yes.
I truly feel that in spite of, practicing for so many years, like my question is that, I joined Krishna Conscious 2008, but, still I feel that in spite of chanting everything, still the propensities are so much so back. Of course, they were much more before that. But even when I reflect on my Krishna Conscious days, so it doesn't leave oneself, Maharaj. So how we can, I think it's one of the things we can say that we should get frustrated with. So that way then we can do our bhakti more purely and nicely. So can you reflect something on this, because like it's such an auspicious day. I think it's India, it was 17th, ours is 16th. I was
In India,
confused.
today is Ram Navami in India. We
Okay.
had here on 16, but anyway, you are honest to yourself and you are
Yes.
repenting for that. You are still, your mind goes to enjoy the material world, but that's honesty and gradually, because we have been for many, many lifetime, many times that you came as human being also, but we are in this material world for a long, long time, and those things will reflect, but by just reading, chanting, gradually they will diminish. As you are saying that it's not the same as it was before. So after more years, more lifetime, it will go away. So don't worry. taking another life is not bad, because you will be a human being and would be wherever you are leaving your Krishna consciousness, you will begin from where you left. So we should not lament, or but if it, in one lifetime if you could go, that is the best. And because you are honest to yourself, that will happen. It takes time. So go
So,
on
yes.
your sadhana.
Yes, thank you so much, Maharaj, for your blessings and your answer. Like sometimes, is it okay? Is it okay to, like sometimes we feel that, okay, just like we cannot choose our parents, right? They come to us just not by our own accord. It is whatever, we were destined by. But then what happens is that, the parents are not like Krishna conscious. They might be vegetarian, but they're eating onion, garlic, and many other things we saw in our life. Like sometimes the parents quarreled, sometimes we saw other things. So is it okay to pray that, I don't, like Krishna, don't, send me to a family again like that, because it took me such a long time, like 35 to 40 years. Because, just like we say, a child in the womb, Bhagvatam says, is linked to Krishna. But then when he comes back, he's surrounded by this family, and so is it okay to pray that, like most people pray that we can go back to Godhead, but is it okay to pray that, okay, Krishna, if I'm eligible, go back to Godhead, or pray to Lord Ram, or it's at least have like be in a Brahmanical family, a Vaishnav family?
Yes,
So are those
always.
prayers okay to do while we are alive
Yes,
now?
sure. Even you could pray for them also. Pray for anyone.
Yes.
Like, so that's always good. That shows your character of being a nice devotee. So you sure we should pray for everyone, that they become all devotee, or I take birth, even Uddhav, and they all, even that if I have to take a birth, please give me a birth at the house of a devotee, or make me just a worm. Brahma is praying, make me dust and the creeper, make me creepers, so the dust from the gopis may fall on me. So that's a good to pray, and Krishna listens to our prayers.
Yes. Thank you so much, Maharaj. I mean, wonderful Ram Navami Katha you gave us, and so many characters and aspects, you touched upon. I feel that, yes, today, although it's not Ram Navami, but my Ram Navami became complete after hearing your class today. So we are so thankful to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else has any quick question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam, all good Sri Prabhupada. It was such a nice class on the Ram Navami. And you, how nicely you pointed out that to invite Ramarajya, it's not only that Lord Ram will come, but we, each of us, has to do our duty as in perfect Krishna consciousness, to be a servant of the Lord in our own capacity, in whichever body we have gotten. I have a question regarding two aspects, Maharaj, Lord Ram and Sita Devi's. So Lord Ram, I mean, we find Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, the Ashakto Anabhisanga Putra Dara Grihadishu. But Lord Ram seemed to be attached to his wife. So that is one question. And the second thing is Sita Devi's desire for the golden deer. In different against Lord Ram's wishes. These two questions.
Okay. See, one thing that Lord Ram's like he's also trying to teach us that too much attachment to the family members is not good. We should be attached to Krishna because they are temporary. Any attachment, whether wife, children, it is only temporary. So he's showing by his example that how much suffer that you suffer if you get too much attached. Although that was their lila, and same thing giving our Lord, like Sita Devi. What was that your question?
Why did she get attached, too much attached to the deer when Lord Ram was telling, don't go for it?
She was not too much attached. She wanted that Ram. Otherwise, where would be the Ramayana? If there was no killing of that, and Ravan is not kidnapping her, and so Ramayana is written so that we understand the whole Leela of Lord Ram, and by singing that Leela of Lord Ram, we could be purified. We could go back home, back to Godhead. So that was enacted. See, Lord sometimes enacts, put his own devotees or his own family members So we could learn from them. So there is nothing wrong with that. Lord Ram knew he is the omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. He knew that this is not a true, but just to fulfill just one desire, she never desired anything from Lord Ram. She was serving to fulfill that. He said, even if it was against his will, but he knew that this Leela would not happen. The Ravan would not come, would not kidnap. How he could attack Ravan without any cause? So the cause was that because he kidnapped, and we are learning from that we should not be anybody's wife. We should not just take away for our own enjoyment, and that should not be there. So he's teaching us by that. So that was all Lord's play. Okay.
Because this, people in general accept Lord Ram as the Maryada Purushottam, ideal man to be followed, and Sita Devi as the ideal woman. So sometimes they give example. Oh, see, Lord Ram was attached, and Sita Devi also wanted something.
That was for the pastimes to happen. That's why I did that. So he was not attached. He's the supreme. He's not attached to anything. He is Atmakam, Aptakam, and he does Atmaram. He does not need anything for his enjoyment. It was not material. It was all spiritual. And spiritual things we will understand more and more when we become more and more purer devotees. It is our attachment that we are thinking on putting on Ram, because he's just giving an example that if you are too much attached, you will have such and such thing. You will suffer like me. So he's asking to trees and air and sun god and stones and mountains and so many creepers and trees, and so that you don't see even in the material world. But Lord Ram is showing that this is what happens. Our attachment should always be to Krishna and Lord Ram and our Lord Ram. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
This Maharaj, you nicely described the characters of Lakshmanji and Bharat also. They were equally glorious, and all of being a devotee of Lord Ram, they are the one who we should emulate. How Bharat, in spite of carrying the scar of the others insult, he still carried on his duty nicely. So very nice. Yeah. And then Lakshman, of course, is a dutiful.
Thanks everyone. We have to end now. Okay. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhesya krapa sindhubhya evacha patitanam
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि
कोटि
वैष्णव
वैष्णव की जय, श्री
शिला
प्रभुपाद की
प्रभुपाद
जय,
की जय,
गुरु महाराज की
समित
जय।
महाराज की जय। Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज।
Hare Krishna.
जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
You are coming on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call you, Maharaj, to confirm everything. I'll call you. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.